Okay, so the dark side of loyalty tests, the truth.
So a few years ago, I used to create these videos where I would DM my subscribers' girlfriends or even casual dating partners to see if they would cheat. This is known as a loyalty test.
And probably the majority of them either cheated or soft cheated.
Despite the recent criticism, I felt like I was doing a service to the community and I actually saved a lot of guys' relationships. Therefore, I continued to do it every single year, usually around this time, the holidays. I would leverage the idea of traveling back to the city because my family was there whenever we were messaging. But after a few years of doing this, I realized that there was a dark side, which is why you haven't seen a loyalty test video on this channel for years. But before I tell you why, here's a few things you need to understand. Up first, every single loyalty test I've ever posted was real. Sometimes guys will say, oh, this was fake or this was crafted. No, every single text I read, every single message I sent was to a real person, and I did get permission from that guy to use the content within the video.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting is the red pill talks about this all the time, the hypergamy idea. But guys usually talk about money, but I think the number one thing that a woman would want to trade up for, other than money, is looks, and that's the black pill idea. I didn't used to believe in black pill. I thought it was kind of ridiculous, but if you really think about it, what tangible benefit is most obvious that a woman could get from you? It's your looks, because if you guys are a couple and you produce offspring, they're going to get that looks, they're going to get that genetic quality. And so if you're attractive looking and you have a nice body and a fit physique, it's just going to attract so many women, including those in relationships. And I'm sure those women were very, friendly with their boyfriends and probably seemed like everything was fine for the guy. Or maybe not, because he asked for a loyalty test. But don't ignore the primal circuitry that women have as well. A lot of the times we think as guys, oh, women don't really care about looks. That's not true at all. Women definitely care about looks, but their criteria is a little more advanced than ours is.
But sometimes, the guys will get upset or they'll go back on the word and tell me, please, Austin, remove the video, remove the messages, because they felt embarrassed even though it was anonymous. But just know, every single message was real. Now, like I said before, I primarily did this through Instagram. And back in 2020, 2021, 2022, I've realized that the access to people was a whole lot easier. And nowadays, it's more difficult. They have so many DM restrictions, private accounts, message requests, message inbox, to where even just regular DMing a girl is a lot more harder, and more than likely, they won't see the message. And so I believe that's why in that time frame, why a lot of success was seen or a lot of failing or cheating happened, was because they just saw the message. But like I said, nowadays you'll send a message, and if she has a private account, she has to go through all these hoops to find the message. They have like 3 to 4 different inbox now, which is like super weird, and it makes it more difficult not only for loyalty tests, but honestly just DMing girls in general. A few years ago, I ran an experiment.
There's a lot of weirdos on social media, though, so I think it's fair. Plus, a lot of girls are getting DM like modeling, or I'm not even a girl, obviously, but I get constant messages from spammers and bots. So, for the most part, it's a good thing.
DMing 50 fitness girls, or I DM this girl, whatever. And even then I got pretty good results, even though I was doing an experiment. However, I guaranteed if I was to run that experiment now, it would probably be a whole lot different, just because the way the DM structure is set up. It's just so difficult. Now, the girls sometimes do see the messages, but they see it weeks later, like weeks later. And to my knowledge, she passed. So I'll message the guy back and I'll be like, yo, she passed, good job, man, you're all good to go. And then he's like, okay, cool. But then like 6 weeks later, she's like, hey, or like sends me a message back. And I'm like, man, come on, Instagram. Y'all make it so difficult now. Like, why is it this hard to access somebody? Now, of course, I had an attractive Instagram account with a lot of followers that I would leverage, the nice pictures, I'm handsome myself, but I also leveraged the fact that I had verification. 2020, 2021, even 2022 to my knowledge, the verification, it was a status symbol. But nowadays with Meta, you can buy the access to the verification. And this was just a few years ago when they implemented.
That was interesting. I didn't think that would ever happen, because having a blue check mark used to be that literally itself, just saying blue check mark, used to mean basically you're a celebrity and massive status symbol. Women would, that would be like the instant turn on for a woman. Like, this guy is a somebody. He has a check next to his name. It was very superficial. I'm kind of glad they got rid of that, but it was definitely a status symbol for quite some time.
Implemented this, but now I feel like it's lost its status, it's lost its power that it had in the DM a few years ago. Before she saw
it definitely lost its status and power as well, because people buy fake followers, and they have hundreds of thousands of fake followers. There's a lot of people like that who just buy 50K fake followers, 100K fake followers. So followers don't mean anything anymore. You can hide the likes now, so that's different too. So the social status game has been disrupted in social media, which hopefully for the better. I'm not sure.
You had a check mark and it's in her DMs. That's the first one that's coming up. That's the first one she's noticing. But nowadays, especially if she has any degree of clout, if she even has, I would say like 1.5 to 2,000 followers. Like, verification marks are all up in there. Now keep in mind, it's always been that way. If she's borderline attractive, she probably had verification check marks in her DMs, especially if she had a public account. But nowadays, like I said, everything's just getting diminished and harder to access. And the verification doesn't really have as much power as what it used to have. So when I did do a lot of these loyalty tests, and I would say about 60% of the women failed, the guys will always ask me this one question: what should I do, bro? And keep in mind,
bro, what else is there to do other than leave the girl? Unless you are married to her or you have kids with her and you really want to make it work, what else is there to do? Even in the instance of being married, it's like, bro, she's telling you she will cheat on you if the opportunity presents itself, and probably would lie about it too. So there's nothing left to do. And I saw some of those guys on the FitX Fearless videos talking about the same thing. Like, what should I do, bro? She chose another man over you, man. What else is there to do? Just move on, bro. Focus on yourself, King. And when you see the best version of yourself every single day, you won't worry about that. You won't think, what should I do? You'll already know what to do.
I literally sent the text of your girl agreeing to go out on a date with me, giving her Snapchat, giving her number, flirting with me, sending me hard eyes, following me back, allowing me to follow her, and you're asking me, what should I do, bro? And even though I felt like I was saving a lot of relationships.
And I saw a comment about this before where he said, one of the comments said, if you're not her first choice, she will always resent you. And that's very true. When women settle, which we all hear the hypergamy thing and all that stuff, but I think people do have a good idea of what their market value is, for lack of a better term. Like, you know who's out of your league and who's not. Women have a more inflated sense of that, but they kind of date within what they're used to. You know, if a woman's used to NBA players, she's not going to stoop down to the McDonald's guy. So in general, when you ask women, you know, what is their preference, they're going to go in terms of the league that they're used to. So if those guys weren't those women first choice, then yeah, they're going to choose the more attractive guy, obviously.
Sometimes I felt like I didn't, because these guys were trying to justify the fact of still staying with her even though she disrespected you. And in some cases, the guys didn't even call them out on it whatsoever. They'll just be like, okay, bro, well, I'm not sure if I should tell her about it. Just let me know what I should do. What would you do in the situation? I'm like, bro, like, what do you mean, what would I do in the situation? I would leave her. That, like, there's literally no other option. And that also showed me just how not in abundance a lot of guys are. Just how insecure.
That's a nice way to put it. But the truth of the matter is most guys are incredibly desperate. They feel like they're blessed and lucky just to have a girlfriend. And it doesn't have to be that way, but you only have so much energy to give in life. So if you're giving all this energy to a girl and you feel like you're so lucky to have her, deep down inside, you know, getting another girl like her or better is going to be hard. So you're trying so hard to keep it together. Versus a guy it'd be a completely different story if he's the guy who is on point, he's sharp, he takes care of himself, he's progressing in his goals. Completely different version of a person.
Scarcity, a lot of men are, especially with, particular women, even sometimes girls that were casually dating, man. Now keep in mind, casual dating, she has no loyalty owed to you, but sometimes they'll go out their way to try and say they're loyal, so that's why guys have to get it tested too. But I think that was just a crazy experience, how most guys would just ask me, what should they do? In rare cases, the guy would be like, thanks bro, I'm breaking.
Yeah, so this guy said she failed my nigga, rocked her shit one more time, and she ain't never finna hear from me no more. She gonna be clueless when she wake up. But keep up the good work, man. I'm gonna be up there with you soon. Yo, I respect this dude, bro. This is the way you handle it, man. This is the way you handle it. So in short words, he said, how'd you find out? She's unsent all the messages, was gonna send it to you. So in short words, me and her was chilling, and she was like, this guy messaged me today and showed me you. I clueless, like, ain't no way. And then she says, we talked a little bit, then I left him on red, though. And she did leave you in red. However, she sent another message to you to continue the combo like 7:51, but she tried to lie and hide that message from me. Yeah, that's classic female manipulation, man. It's sad that, that's the reality, but hey, bro, listen, man. This guy handled it the way that you should, and you get up, bro, and you take care of your business, bro, because women will be plotting the exit. They'll be plotting the exit. They're always trying to look for the better.
Up with her, it's over, and then they get it done. But a lot of guys are just in scarcity, man. It's absolutely mind-blowing. But it's not only that. The girlfriends get mad at me. The girlfriends actually go off on me after the guy confronts them on it, if they even do. So for example, girl fails, she flirts with me, gives me her number, whatever. I'll tell the guy will go back to the woman, confront her, she'll come back to me. First thing, they always unsend all the messages, unsend.
Of course, delete everything, hide, gaslight, and don't take accountability. We don't have to shame and bash women, because I don't want to make that the theme of what I talk about, but just see that pattern with toxic women like this and what they do. Definitely don't trust them if you see these red flags.
Every single message, I'm like, I already screenshotted it. But then they go off on me, sending me voice notes, long paragraphs.
Yeah. Look at this, bro. Look at the gaslighting. And look at the lack of accountability, man. I'm losing the person I really love deeply because when you tried to play a game, I was trying to play you back, player, but I didn't think this would come. Yeah, she's trying to play a game, that's why. And then this one, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically it looks like he's not my boyfriend. However, did see some hope in him. You degrading my character to him is very uncalled for. I broke up with him a year ago. We were together for 5 years. He would abuse me by cheating on me. It's sad how people like you support blah, blah, blah. Just taking no accountability or responsibility. And yeah, man, avoid these women.
You shouldn't break apart a relationship. You have no idea what's going on in people's lives. Almost every single time it gets that way. And I'm like, yo, you gotta look in the mirror, sweetheart. I'm just a messenger. I was sent out to do a job. You disrespected your relationship. If anything, I think they should get mad at their boyfriend, not me. Why are you getting mad at me? Get mad at yourself and your boyfriend. Your boyfriend's the one who hired me to do it. It's so much that goes into it. And that's why I decided to.
They definitely did get mad at the boyfriend though, and probably cursed him out and place the blame on him as well.
Increase the prices with it. So keep in mind, I still do it, but at a charge at this point in time, because guys don't realize the amount of BS and the dark side that comes with doing these tests. Not only do I have to deal with drama and back and forth, and sometimes the guys will even ruin the test overall. We have a set way we go about stuff, and the guys will ruin the whole entire test by trying to be an intermediary, by trying to tell the girl hey, did anybody message you? Or being too invested in the overall process itself. And then that kind of blows my cover. That has happened multiple times too. There's so many downsides with it. But if you are a guy who wants clarity, or maybe you're still curious about if your casual dating partner, or even your relationship, if you have a girl you're talking to, maybe a girl who you're vetting, and you want to see if she's actually loyal to you, then I'm gonna leave you a link down below if you do want to order a loyalty test. I'm only doing a few of them. I'm probably not going to do the service that much longer just because of all these negatives that I mentioned. But if you do want a little bit of clarity, if you do want to see how she reacts then click the link down below and you can schedule one with me. We'll be discreet. I'm not posting any more videos on it, completely anonymous, no screenshots anywhere. I might talk about the experience, but that's about it. And honestly, I wish I could do this. I wish I could hire Drake, Chris Brown, any of these high status celebrities, even some athletes, and pay them to DM the girls I was talking to, or my girl, whatever, right? I would love to do it. I want to see how she reacts, right? I just want to see.
In the world of IG, I think it's not a bad idea, but just be prepared. If you did this, like, be prepared to leave her. Be prepared in case what is shown is the bad behavior and the disrespectful behavior. Any guy that does this should be very prepared for that moment.
And I believe a woman really shows her loyalty to a man whenever she purely just focuses on you. No hypergamy, no monkey branching, though that's in their nature. If she's truly loyal to you, even when a high status or a more attractive man or any sort of man who has a little bit more leverage than you comes in the picture, but she still focuses on you, even if you're just talking to her, even if you guys have only been out on a few dates in some cases, then that, I believe, is a good sign. So it's not only looking for red flags to see if she would cheat, but more so looking for the green flags to see if this is a girl you should take seriously. Anyways, nowadays, I'm more focused on helping guys become undeniable to where you wouldn't even think twice about hiring a loyalty test. You're so attractive, you're so high status, you're such an undeniably attractive man who has his game on lock, who has his woman on lock, that she wouldn't even consider looking any man's way. Like, literally every man's invisible. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. And I believe through time, if you're watching this video, we can get every guy to that point. Absolutely. Take action. Remember, if you do want a loyalty test, I'll still leave a link down below, but this is the dark side to it. See you guys in the next video. Peace.
Nice video, man. Nice video. Definitely agree with a lot of what he said there. The dark side, man, you got to be prepared for that if you're going to be investing in something like this. This guy says, the fact women gave Austin their number while in a whole relationship and yet still blame Austin will always be funny, like no accountability at all. Yeah, that's what I said. Cheating is not a mistake, it's a choice. Yeah, every woman frames it that way, though. Nah, these women are just mad because he exposed them. Yeah, it's true. He definitely does expose them. But anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in today. Definitely am going to be uploading some more videos here soon. So I'll see you guys in the next video.